Hello, welcome to Voidor. Now, this is a nice update that adds another ship and some other stuff. From what I understand, they added another boss because it says unknown threat sighted. Which is not saying much. Something about biomechanoid starship surfacing across multiple exclusion sectors. Or it might be a new exclusion zone that is mostly based around having, you know, biomechanoid stuff. Okay. I am sold on that, I like that. This so basically buffed some beam weapons. Holy Scepter Purify is now a ship-wide effect. Enable player control of Stygian Worm on Overseer A, and fix some stuff, reduce the scrap cost for basic functions of the ship like sensors, weapons, door and some other stuff. Adjust the spawn position of Voltaic Cruiser special attack, and they fix some other stuff here and there as well, but mostly we have the Ancient Ship C. Now sadly Ancient Ship C is a bit weak in my opinion. I mean, A is probably much weaker than that, but you still have something good with it. B is one of my favorite ships. I like to play with this a lot. The Demolisher rounds, the X-Priest, the Doom Effigy is very cool, but then why would they make it so weak? I don't know. I'm also kind of running out of currency to unlock huge ships and commanders. Meh. Sure, we can play a little bit with it. We'll also just play with our normal character. Now let's give a bit of an introduction to the ship, because it seems like it's super weak, but it's not that weak. It's just that it needs a lot more work in the beginning. You have an energy beam 2, which, as you can see, only needs one energy to be usable. It actually requires 2 power. I'm looking at the hull damage per room hit. 18 charge. Still is pretty bad in my opinion. And then you also have a magnetic pulse, which is a stun, but this is not what you think it is. It's not an Imperial Citizen, it's an Imperial Proselyte. And he has the teleporter in the target room, which is great because it's an Imperial Citizen with a swap or reverse teleport, which means you can do some very fancy boarding. You have the Deceiver, which is a cultist from the Blood Cult, which means you can control the captains of the other ships, which will be amazing. Also have the Husk Creator, and I think they reduce the cost and it's more interesting to use right now. Okay, so let's see. I will not play the full round because, I don't know, I think I need a break from the game because of the issues with the balancing and the entire difficulty and of just being, you know, boss fights. So he will teleport and then control and then the Chaos Rift. Oh my god, yeah. 7 seconds and you have a husk. You have a max of 3 husks, 7 seconds. So that means in about 21 seconds you'll have 3 of them and you can reverse teleport them to the enemy ship. By the way, these are sub husks. Oh yeah, that's kind of a fun little note. The rapid maturation results in inability to survive the stress of subspace translations. So that means you basically have a DPS of 9 and a HP of 45 every 21 seconds, which is not bad if you think about it, because you can summon them. Let's put the Imperial Citizen over there. Is this an instant spell? No, it has a 2-second charge time. Should be okay. Let's save the station. But don't think I don't like is that it has the spectral drives. Who wants to start with the spectral drives? It's not like the enemies are using a lot of cycles. By the way, the ships look very, very cool on the outside. Let's try and see if we can capture something. Oh, he moved, I think. Purified. Hey, they instantly got purified. And the weapons are basically trash. Allow me to elaborate on that. Basic trash function. So let's recall the crew. Oh, why did he do that? Yeah, you recall all of them. That makes this a lot less useful. I sent him to the sensor room. Why did he... Stupid. I guess the beams are a lot more useful than I gave them credit initially for. I guess this is actually pretty fast cooldown. Okay. But he just presses that purify almost instantly, yeah. I think this guy was nerfed needlessly. So you either get some terminus bands or something like this. Can you control them? Yeah, we can even control them, so that means we can kind of stack them up like that. Who is left alive over here? Huh. Found it. Interesting ship, but it has such a weak start in my opinion. One of the weakest starts of a game. Well, I'll continue to test the game on max difficulty anyway, just because I like the challenge. And since you can control the husk, this will be a lot more fun. Like the minute. Maybe don't start a fight without being ready. Militia captain. I kind of like that the ships have captains now and all sorts of other cool stuff like that. I guess the only way to properly use this is to always target something over here like that. It's like this is a very bad combination. Yeah, the ship doesn't have any synergy and it doesn't have any cool features. But I guess it's okay as kind of a medium meh thing. Stress. Oh, you can hit all rooms. That's going to be amazing. Yeah, that's so cool. I guess the ship is super strong against fires. That's such a strong position. Okay, the B might be a little better than I thought it is. But the problem is, yeah, I think other ships are just much better in the beginning, but the beam weapon can definitely destroy ships very, very fast in the beginning. The Treacher Whisper is interesting, but it's annoying at the same time. I guess you have to use it in a room with multiple enemies. We're just waiting. Does seem to slow down your game a lot, the fact that you're just waiting for the beams and then you have to wait a little more for these things to die before every teleport. Talk and trade. Nope, nope, nope. It's kind of funny that I can realize I can analyze the ship content by just looking at it for about 1 second or even 2 seconds, because I recognize every item. And I can tell you I noped everything here. But maybe the grenade launcher. Yeah, let's actually trade the grenade launcher. Might have some utility. 110 HP. I still look at his HP and I'm sad. Guess we had good times with him. I guess I'll take him to the ordnance. Yeah. It looks so cool on the outside. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I guess he moved. Why does it This is incredibly stupid, and I think the developer should really look at stuff like this. Why does it get recalled in this particular room over here? The only room on the ship where I don't want him to be, he recalls there. This is definitely a big argument against playing with this ship for sure, and it's actually a very big one. It looks like it completely destroys the system. Quite nice. Now I'm just waiting for this to go away and... going to the weaponry. This is what I like about it. Nah, this will not work. This is such a weak ship overall. I think it's just for the sake... Wait, I didn't target. Interesting ship, but wow, it's so slow to damage the enemies with the beams. Well, if the developers, what is that thing over there? Is that some kind of a weird looking scarecrow? Do you see it? Looks like a scarecrow. Anyway. The problem with this ship is that you're very slow to advance, very slow to attack. You don't really have a lot of defensive measures either, so... I'm a bit stumped. Why would you play this ship? It's not very good at anything in particular, and it just slows down the entire game if you play with it. Okay, now that I learned how to play it, let's just play, let's say, almost normally. I cannot even use that because of the difference. Oh man, this is so annoying. This basically throws away the entire ship. I cannot believe the developers didn't notice this. I guess it's one of those classic cases where the developers don't play their own game. How could they have not noticed this, that he always returns to this? This kind of destroys the only synergy and strategy that I actually liked about the ship itself. Oh man. Okay, damage everything. Now I guess it's slightly better. We have 12 versus 18, yeah. I find this ship much slower to control. I don't know, maybe it's not my style or not my speed, but the advantages are that you have a blood cultist Psyker and more or less the Imperial Citizen Psyker. And it's good against fires and some other things, but overall I'm not very impressed by it. Especially with how he returns always to that same room. Do they look the same? I think they look the same. Yeah, and that's also a big problem. The developer should make them more distinct. Okay. Interesting ship, but yeah. Kind of on the slower end. Oh, look at this. This will be fun. I guess you have to make sure you target the right enemy. Oh wow, it's also very weak to boarding. Since it cannot really attack in the beginning. You also have to babysit it for the... Okay, I guess that works more or less. Yeah, you have to babysit it for the beam weapon. Well, to be honest, I don't think I'll ever enjoy the beam weapons in this game. They're just too finicky and hard to use, and they require too much attention as opposed to the other stuff that you just use up straight as it is. Boy, my old friend. We're almost dead. Yeah. Not a fan of this. Yeah. I guess they're having the same problems that we are. That stun is actually useful after they run out of shield. But what happens if you cannot destroy their shields? That's the biggest question. I guess we can just evacuate oxygen like that. Should we let them burn now? We don't have time for that. Extreme heat is still a big problem. I guess you either need the missiles or a lot of cycles to make this work. Yeah, I don't think many people will like this. Nobody really... What? Nobody really selects a defensive power like that. Defensive system. Intriguing, but not really. Okay, let's see if we can reach one of those new exclusion zones. Base 45, I guess it's decent. I put that's a good spot. Each missile is kind of cool, but it's slow to charge. Displacement bomb, man. Okay. Okay, it's very tempting to just sell some of the stuff I have and just buy something totally, completely different. I don't have power to activate it. Oh well. Yeah, it's very hard to play with ships like this that don't have basic equipment on them. I think they should start with the missile bay installed already, otherwise I don't see where the damage could come from. Just take a wild guess that someone is there. Oh. You guessed right. So see, this is kind of a good synergy. You end up in a room fighting. You take mind control over someone. And that's good. But you take too much damage from their weapons. Mind control does last quite a bit. And then, like, wow. Yeah, this is annoying. Why does he always retreat to that room? They should allow you to swap out rooms, because I definitely want him to go back to the med bay. Also, there should be a distinction between the husks. Not all husks are built the same, right? Looks like a Kyo ship to me. Wait, is this a new feature? I don't remember the map looking like this. It might be a new feature where we can have an exclusion, or, you know, it's actually a little worse if the map is like this, because you have less chances of, you have more chances of getting an exclusion zone, but you have less chances of getting 2 or 3. What a weird choice. Striker. Gore Shrine. What? Well, if I go to the Gore Shrine, I'll have to fight it. This will not be fun. Pistol attack. I guess the only redeeming factor for this would be if you hit with the magnetic pulse 2 targets, and then with the laser you're able to cut both the shield and the weapon bay. Might be the case for some of this stuff. Then we reverse teleport the husk. Huh? Why is it not attacking? Okay. So definitely go for minion upgrades if possible, or go for upgrades to the machine slaves. I guess we need to hunt for systems first of all. And the shield activated at the wrong time. This is actually super fast. It's actually quite strong against the demon ships apparently. I think I'll hate this fight, but I guess it's important to see all of the capabilities. Ooh, why is it so tiny? No, don't do anything like that, guys. No, I missed it by 1 second, I think. It's so poorly defended. Silver is actually quite strong in melee. No. Have done that. I guess it's easier to repair if you need, but why would you need to repair? I need to take a lot of damage. Yeah, I think the only reason to get this is if you can rush a system that gives you bonuses to the slave machine slaves. I guess it's not that hard to get, but I've just been ignoring it. Okay, so no, go to a system shop. That's good. Does it explode? No, it doesn't explode if it's mind controlled by you. Huh. Good thing he didn't go for the proselyte. Yeah, see, this is why it's so dangerous to play on a ship like this. He switched targets in the last second. That's annoying. Okay. Kind of a fast victory. Munitions or scrap. I guess I'll take the munitions. Yeah, but they're still relying mostly on your commander with this ship. Let me guess, now I'll get all of the cool choices. This is the cool choice. Elder Blood Mage. Be nice to have him. No, the Troll Summoner is not bad either. The Rejuvenate spell is not bad either. Wow, you're so starved for money. I'd have liked to have a Rejuvenate. This would have been amazing, because then I could have Well, it's tempting to sell this. If you can get a rejuvenate, you can just sell your improvised borders. Yeah, the economy of this game is so disappointing on max difficulty because you're just not having any fun. You're not allowed to have fun or strong synergies. So he would be... I don't think I can use missiles just yet. Well, to be honest... Okay, let's just finish this sector and let's see what... if we can get a new exclusion zone or not. Ugh, that choice over there was impossible to me. What if you summon on there and then you... Yeah, this will not work. As you can see, you are not... These are just aberrants and they have a ton of health. Nope. I hate this ship with a lot of passion, sadly. It doesn't seem like it has any utility. You just have to rush the system, but even if you rush the system, you're not likely to get what you want. Ah, joke's on you. Okay. I guess it has very low damage, that's why it's taking forever. I accept your surrender without any issues. That's actually what I wanted. Yikes. I'm also out of practice. I should practice more on the game, to be honest. I should. So... put someone in the weapon room and then use the... That's not a valid strategy either. I don't think this will work very well either. Okay, the beam, this energy beam is actually quite strong, but you just need a weapon to bypass the shield and then you're good to go. You just don't have anything else going for you. Have a couple of stuns. Okay, I take that back. The beam too is super strong. But I'm losing also a lot of HP or hull strength. I guess it all depends on what we find over here. Here we go again. Yeah. It's so hard being patient in this particular scenario. But it's so good against the demon ships, so I wonder why. I guess it's probably by design. It's pretty impressive how good it can get against demon ships. I wish there was a way to set a predestined path for summoned units like this, because I want one of these to go over here, one of these to go to the shields. I want them to be split in a better way. One to shields, one to engines, one to... You destroy the heart and that's it. Yeah, once you destroy... Yeah, beam weapons are super useful against the chaos ships. If you can get... Yeah, this... I still think this should be 0 if you don't have any threat. If you can down their shields a little bit. But that's a big if already. I like the fact that we're just building husks out of the blue and we're just destroying them as well. So we probably destroyed up to 50 husks already. Build 50, destroy 50. Oh, a crew here, that's great. All boarded. I'll not enjoy it. Oh, this one has big doors. Don't move. Let's make sure they don't move from there. Yeah, we barely got anything useful. Kind of a big letdown. Wait. Yeah, see? This is how I would want them to split up in a way. Go back. This is also semi-useless unless you have a ship with big rooms. It's a bit too micro intensive for my test as well. I think that's what we want. There's nothing they can do against that much stuff. Have a nice flight. It's very scary when they die because it's harder to follow what's happening when stuff dies. Well, this just saved my game, the Micro Devastator. This should be also free power. This is 2 shields. Oh man, this is such a... This is crazy, stupid, powerful, but at the same time it's much harder to use than it should be. I guess it comes with a huge flaw. Hello, say good day and then trade. Ah, I clicked that fast. Yes, please. Assault Cyborg is our best friend. Power Sword as well. Assault Cyborg with a katana. Just imagine this cyborg has a katana. It doesn't look like a katana, but just imagine it. An Assault Cyborg with katanas and shoulder-mounted cannons. Glorious. I think I should just sell the Macro Devastator. I'll never be able to use one in a normal game on this difficulty anyway. Fusion zone. It doesn't say. Well, I guess maybe we didn't find it. Maybe it will be called something else. Let's play it longer, but yeah, at this point it's not even worth playing like that. Let's just see what the enemies are in this area of the game. Probably just demon ships. Infernal energy, no thank you. There. We don't need that. Neutral there. Just get that. Yeah, I guess we reverted to the good old boarding. Nothing beats good old boarding. Oh, I forgot about this. Wait. Oxygen kind of runs very, very fast. I can wait no longer. What did the Warcraft free work said, or who said that line? I can wait no longer, or something like that. Let's see how good we are against the Chaos ship. Probably not that good. I need something to load these magnetic poles faster. Guess we can do that. That's okay, we can stun them. Yeah, we need a lot of storm cannons, especially storm cannon 1. If you have 2 storm cannon 1 with this ship, you'll be able to win most encounters pretty easy. So yeah, you either go for a system that gives you bonuses to machine slaves, or two storm cannon 1. Okay. This is so slow to reload. Let's teleport there, destroy the thing, and then we leave. Okay. It's also very good against... I guess it's good at repairing the rifts, so... It's kind of hard to... Okay, this ship is hard to destroy by fires, by subspace rifts and some other stuff. Oh man, that's so unfortunate with how fast they get their shields back. It's incredibly useful against these ships for sure. But at the same time it's also pretty slow to destroy the enemies. Much unavoidable damage in my opinion. Destroyed. Still very scary when I teleport away. Yeah, in a way it's cool, but probably on the lower difficulties, unless you find something really good for the synergy. Yeah, I guess this is the part where I would have bought a Death Knight. I think we don't have enough money, but we have enough money for a Death Knight. We always have enough money for a Death Knight, and now this is kind of like what I would go for. Yeah, let's do one more combat so I can test this a little more. Now this is on random rooms, so it will be very annoying. Well, that kind of puts a big dent into the strategy. So how random is this in... That was not a bad teleport. I guess this would work relatively well unless that happens. Yeah, you really need a distribution system for all of this. Nah, it's not worth it. You're never going to get ahead with this stuff. You simply need either the bombs, the better systems, or just boarding power. I don't know. You just need, or I guess you need Storm 1 cannons. There's also an option, by the way. Subhusk. Yeah, no, you're just going to reach this point of the game or something like this will completely destroy you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I don't like this ship. It seems like it's not really that useful overall, and the utility it has, it's quickly overshadowed by its flaws. On the other hand, I guess we just have a lot of good ships anyway, so this doesn't really matter that much. Maybe we can open another subspace rift. Yeah, we can. Subspace breach. I still am upset that the demons don't attack the demon ship if they spawn by the rift. They don't go attacking the systems. I think it's a mistake. They should have attacked. Or maybe that guy doesn't do it, but the other will do. The ghouls do. Okay. So why do the ghouls do it and the other stuff doesn't do it? Good question. Yeah, I like the game a lot. I should probably just get back into the game and playing it with random ships and random commanders at some point. Let's repair the ship and then end the run. I'm also curious how many points we get for this run, let's say. It's not going to work. I made a lot of mistakes, but I guess I didn't understand some stuff. How do you abandon a run? I guess no better way is to just get smashed. Okay, let's get destroyed. At least. They are not joking when they said they have superior firepower. Look at the firepower these guys have. A Retributor 3, Energy Beam and Thunder Cannon, plus the Cycle, I mean. Plus a shield. And good luck against that. You can just throw a Rift Bomb to annoy them. Yeah, it's good. I didn't notice this, but I think here should be end run button or something. Wait, he stopped the Rift Bomb as well? That's crazy. And he had enough time to cast another one? Cool. I have to start using some of these guys with the shield ability. Yeah, I could have probably destroyed the ship super easy, but I don't want to go further than this. Look at that. $1,800, I guess that's not bad. Yeah, I just have too many ships that I like, and I definitely prefer the B version over here. Anyway, see you next time. Bye bye.